Best wireless router deals for January 2022. Mobile tech goes hand in hand with wireless connectivity, and the vast majority of internet users rely on Wi-Fi to access online sites and services today. That means that most of us connect to wireless routers on a daily basis. And while buying a router might not be as exciting as shopping for gaming deals or laptop deals, owning your own has numerous benefits. A good router ensures you're actually getting the internet speeds you're paying for, give you more control over your local network, and can even liberate you from ISP equipment rental fees. And our roundup of the best wireless router deals is the best place to find one. If you have the internet, then you almost certainly have a wireless router somewhere in your home. There's also a good chance that it was the one supplied by your ISP, which means you're probably paying a monthly fee to rent it. These ISP-supplied routers are, as you might expect, generally not the best. They are often the same routers you can buy yourself for $20 to $40. But that doesn't stop service providers from charging anywhere from $5 to $15 per month in equipment rental fees for the privilege of using one. That alone is a big reason why it's a good idea to find a good wireless router deal and buy your own, as even a solid mid-range unit can easily pay for itself in a matter of months. Yet another reason is that the best wireless routers can enhance your home or office Wi-Fi network by allowing you to enjoy the internet speeds you're paying for. This is especially important if you frequently have multiple users connected to the internet at once, and even more so if you regularly stream or game online. Routers are relatively complicated, and some of the specs and terminology can be a bit confusing to the uninitiated, however. So here's what you should know before buying. Most Wi-Fi routers you will see today are dual band, meaning that they transmit data across two separate streams or bands. The 2.4 GHz band is used for tasks with moderate bandwidth needs, such as web browsing, while the 5 GHz band is reserved for bandwidth-hungry jobs like HD video streaming and online gaming where a lot of data is being transmitted at once. Dividing your wireless connection up between two highways in this manner prevents congestion, particularly when multiple people are using the internet at the same time, which can slow down your connection. Many newer routers also have a feature called MU-MIMO, which divides the bands into separate channels to further mitigate congestion when the network is under heavy load. If a band is a data stream, the bandwidth refers to how much data can be transmitted across that stream at one time. Imagine something like an oil pipeline. The wider the pipe, the more can pass through it at once. Routers vary widely when it comes to bandwidth, and how much you need will depend on your network environment. A wireless router will typically have its bandwidth speed represented by a number, N450, AC1900, AC5300, etc., which tells you at a glance how many megabytes per second of data can be transmitted across all bands at once. The routers that are typically rented out by ISPs are on the lower end of the bandwidth spectrum, but 600 to 2,400 megabits per second is a good range for normal users and small families. Larger networks and more demanding users, such as gamers, will be better served by a router in the 3,200 to 6,700 megabits per second range, while routers in the 7,200 to 9,600 megabits per second range are deep into professional territory. Think large offices and other bandwidth-heavy network environment. Note that this total bandwidth is divided between the bands. For instance, a dual-band AC1600 router with 1,600 megabits per second total bandwidth might commit 300 megabits per second to the 2.4 GHz band and 1,300 megabits per second to the 5 GHz band. Pretty much all wireless routers have Ethernet LAN ports on the back that allow for multiple wired connections where you want them. Depending on where your wireless router is installed, it might be worth it to use a wired Ethernet connection, as these will almost always be faster than a wireless connection. For instance, if your router is close to your PC or smart TV, it's not a bad idea to take advantage of this wired connectivity. It will also free up some wireless bandwidth that your other devices are using for their Wi-Fi, preventing wireless traffic congestion, although your overall bandwidth will still be determined by your internet service. Your base internet speeds are capped by your service provider and depend on what internet plan you are paying for. A faster wireless router cannot increase the bandwidth limits set by your ISP. However, a faster router can allow you to more fully enjoy the speeds that you're paying for if a slow unit, such as the routers typically provided by ISPs, is bottlenecking your connection. If you're paying for faster internet, Make sure you get a router that won't create a choke point that slows your Wi-Fi down to ensure you're getting all the bandwidth that you're already paying for. You'll want a gigabit-capable router if you have gigabit internet service. For example, if you have a large home or are looking for a router capable of sufficiently covering a similar large space, then you might want to consider investing in a mesh router system. In contrast to standard single-unit wireless routers, mesh router systems feature multiple hubs that you place throughout your network zone. These hubs amplify your internet's wireless signal, essentially blanketing your home or office in Wi-Fi connectivity and thereby mitigating or eliminating dead zones in the network. This prevents you from losing your connection when moving about. Looking for more great stuff? Find tech discounts and much more on our curated deals page.